Freeholder Carter.
Present.
Freeholder Estrada.
Present.
Freeholder Granados.
Present.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Here.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Present.
Freeholder Wright.
Present.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Here.
Chairman Hudak.
Here.
Chairman, you have 9 freeholders present.
Thank you, Jim. Please lead us in the prayer and the salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim, would you please read the Statement of Compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
The Chair wishes to announce that pursuant to requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2014, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstances, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2014 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2014 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you, Jim. I'm going to ask Freeholder Kowalski, Vice Chairman Jallo, and Freeholder Wright to join Carol Jaskula and her seeing eye dog Vader to acknowledge her 39 years of service to the county. BJ? BJ, that's not on.
Is that better?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, okay. All right. Thank you. We are presenting to you a resolution from all of the freeholders, and I will read it. It is on the occasion of your retirement after 39 years of service, whereas Carol Jaskula, a lifelong resident of Union County, born in Elizabeth, attended St. Hedwig's Grammar School in Elizabeth and graduated from Mother Seton Regional High School in Clark. And whereas Carol went on to graduate from the Goodwin Business School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, earning a transcriber certificate. And whereas in 1975, when you were but a slip of a thing, Carol was hired by the Department of Human Services, the Private Industry Council, Employment and Training as a clerk transcriber. And whereas Carol was promoted to the position of senior receptionist in recognition of her outstanding ability to manage phones with great efficiency and consistent courtesy, whereas Carol's knowledge of the Department of Human Services made her an invaluable asset not only to the department but also to the public who called seeking information and services, and whereas Carol, despite her visual impairment, is a great representative of public service at its best. Always warm and welcoming, she is an inspiration to all who have had the pleasure to know and work with her. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders expresses its sincere appreciation to Carol Jaskula for her 39 years of dedicated service to Union County government and to the people of Union County. On behalf of Union County, the board wishes Carol continued health and much happiness in her retirement. So, Carol, congratulations. I'll let the other freeholders. Thank you. And You have with you your faithful friend Vader, who is retiring with you, but I understand will be accompanying you in your next phase here, right? No, I'll give you the microphone, Carol. You can address us. But just turn a little bit back.
Okay. I have so many people to thank, I don't know where to start. I want to thank the freeholders for this honor. I am just so overwhelmed that people thought of me so much. I want to thank my supervisor for putting up with me all these years. I want to thank all my co-workers for all the support you've given me all these years, and even tonight surprising me. You always are full of surprises. I want to thank my family, my brother Tommy and sister-in-law Mary Beth, my dad who can't be here tonight, my sister who drives me in bad weather, and most of all, I want to thank Vader. Every day he gets me across St. George Avenue to get the 48 bus coming to work. He's been so faithful to me all these years, and now he's going to retire with me, and I'm going to let him kick back and relax. Thank you again.
Is your department head, Mr. Guzzo, here? Oh, yes, here. I think you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you. I just, there's someone here that's actually in the county longer than I've been here, and that's, it's hard to believe. But a very quick story. When I first started in this building, and Carol's been here 39, I've been here 38 years. When I first started in this building from a satellite, it was my birthday in December, and someone said, they want to sing you, someone wants to sing happy birthday to you. So I was brought over to the front desk where Carol has sat faithfully for 30-something years. And her dog at that time, Victoria, sang me happy birthday. And from then on, anyone that had a birthday, they would get brought over to the front desk and they would get birthday sung by Victoria. When people say that they can't get to work and stuff because of the weather, honestly, I would always say, Carol's here. And Carol got here every day. She is absolutely the hallmark of a very, very good and loyal county employee, and we will miss her.
Carol, I think that all the freeholders want to come out and pose with you, and then we're going to present you with your resolution and the one for Vader, and we've got some treats for Vader and a fruit basket for you. So if all the freeholders would come down. Jim, where do you want us? Okay. Okay. Who am I giving the microphone to?
thank you again for your service. Our next presentation will be made by Freeholder Carter, and Freeholder Bergen and myself will join her for a resolution presentation.
I'm also going to ask Ms. Beryl Soa, Ms. Willisine Geronimo, Angel Torres, and Viola Woods to come on up. Thank you so much. Aren't you coming up? We're missing one person. Wait a minute. Why? What? Okay. She told me she's not coming up. She's telling me no. She's shy, absolutely. It's truly a pleasure to stand here to speak and have you before the Freeholder Board. About a month ago, I had an opportunity to go over to Muhlenberg Hospital campus in the city of Plainfield. And there was actually a graduation ceremony. Yes, Muhlenberg has closed. They have their satellite office, but we do have a few programs that are going on over there. And this program truly touched my heart because it was a paradigm shift for the participants that were there, and really some of the remarkable things that they've been able to do in their lives over the time frame. And it was how long of a course? 6-month course, which their dedication truly has proven, to be there, but also has truly changed the things that they've done in their life, and it has improved their quality of life. And that's things that here in the Freeholder Board that we truly want to recognize and support. So I'm going to take a moment to actually give the microphone over, and okay, you're going to introduce yourself because I want to make sure that I got your name correct, because I think I did say it wrong, and I apologize.
My name is Beryl Soa. I'm an advanced practice nurse. So our program is called the Plainfield Health Connections. It's an innovative community health program initiated by the JFK Medical System. And our mission is to improve the health and wellness of the uninsured and underinsured residents of the Plainfield community. And we try to do this by connecting them to available healthcare and social service resources that are already in existence in the community. We have identified that these populations in general tend to have little or fragmented access to healthcare services, mostly due to barriers that are socioeconomic and cultural in nature, like lack of health insurance, poor health literacy. And they also tend to be sicker because of focus on sick care versus preventive care. So our goal is to connect them to these resources and empower them to use it on a long-term basis so that they can remain in good health and have a better quality of life overall. In our first year, we're trying to do this through the ER by identifying individuals using there for manageable primary care conditions. And in the future, we hope to expand to the entire community to improve the health and wellness in general of the entire greater Plainfield community. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is a program that when JFK went out, they were able to get a grant. Mr. Beater, who was not able to make it here today from JFK, actually it's a grant-funded program. Our nurse practitioners, our administrators with JFK have the ability to really reach out to the community and tell me they did that. They got a phone call. They were on the phone with them because I think a few of you all were a little resistant. Were you a little resistant at first? It took them a while to get them initiated into the program, but once they got there, I believe that you were truly hooked. And you know what? It's made such a difference in their lives. If I remember correctly, I think we changed individuals being able to go to the hospital who were going there regularly, probably 4, 5, 6 times a month, okay, to the emergency room, are now probably going about how many times?
Ms. Viola has not been there in 6 months.
Based off of this program that they were able, JFK was able to get the funding through, make the connections, and actually has changed. You've gone from going 4, 5, 6 times a month to now in 6 months not having to go to the emergency room at all. And you know what? That's a partnership that we need to make sure that we recognize and continue. And I believe that they were able to get additional funding to continue another cohort of individuals. And how many individuals were in the program? There are 54 individuals, so that's 54 more individuals that are not using the emergency room facilities and are actually, if they are getting ill or sick, they can go to primary care doctors. They're able to really recognize when, guess what, it's not as an emergency, which really is helpful. So we do appreciate it. And because of your dedication, we do have resolutions. I believe we have one for Angel. We have one for Viola and all. Angel, right? Here we go. See? I'm going to try to take the little off. Viola. And let me just, whereas the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders would like to congratulate and thank Carol for 39, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. I think somebody got the incorrect one. We do thank Carol for her 39 years of service to the county, okay? But I don't think she's gone through the program. The Union County Board of Chosen Freeholder recognizes the importance of JFK Medical Center's Plainfield Health Connection program and its value to members of the greater Plainfield community, and wish to congratulate those residents who have participated in this year's program. And you all are the first graduating class. And I'm going to tell you, it's amazing, your dedication to stay there. And actually, I'm going to ask you to say like 1 minute of how it's changed your life.
For me, it got me where I don't have to, when I went to the clinic, I have to wait hours before I see a doctor. Now I got my own doctor, so it changed my life. My sugar was so high. Now they monitor it, and it's down. And I appreciate them so much, Pearl. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Angel? Angel, did you want to say anything?
In my life personally, these two ladies have just completely changed it. The access to the doctors I'm able to have, any issue that I have, they handle it for you. I think they picked the two best women they could have found for the job, and I wish to God this program got spread through the whole state, not just this county.
I'm going to tell you, it's the difference of what we can do. So, whereas the program utilizes tactics developed by the Camden Coalition of Healthcare Providers in Camden, New Jersey, to improve patients' health by focusing on community development, health literacy education, and coordination of existing health and social services programs to address the health needs of the sickest members of the community. The staff featured advanced practice nurses with a community nursing background and outreach workers to guide patients to appropriate community-based health care and social services resources as indicated. Therefore, let it be resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union hereby congratulate Plainfield Health Connection graduate Viola Woods and Angel and all of the participants for completing the Plainfield Health Connection program, and commend all of the nurse practitioners, the administrators, and everyone who put the program together. So we congratulate you and thank you for all that you've been doing.
We will now move into our agenda, and we will start with an approval of communications. May I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Seconded.
Motion was made by Freeholder Carter, and it was seconded by Vice Chairman Jallo. Mr. Clerk, kindly read the roll call.
Freeholder Bergen.
Yes.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Yes.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
And Chairman Hudak.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We have minutes to approve. The agenda meeting on September 4th, 2014, the regular meeting on September 11th, 2014, and the agenda and regular meetings of September 18th, 2014. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Freeholder Kowalski, and it was seconded by Freeholder Estrada. Mr. Clerk, please read the roll.
Freeholder Bergen.
Yes as to September 4 and September 11, abstain as to the 2 September 18 minutes.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Yes.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
And Chairman Hudak.
Aye to all.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative for the minutes of the September 4th and September 11th meeting minutes, and you have 8 votes in the affirmative with 1 abstention for the minutes of the September 18th agenda and the September 18th regular meeting minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We now have an ordinance for adoption. Mr. Clerk, would you please read the ordinance by title?
Ordinance number 761-2014, an ordinance to amend the laws of Union County, administrative code and policies, and general legislation by amending Chapter 1, Union County Government Structure, Article 3, Board of Chosen Freeholders, Article 19, Department of Public Works and Facilities Management, and 4, Budget Provisions, Chapter 6, Affirmative Action, Chapter 107, Recreation and Parks, Article 4, Fees for Recreational Facilities, Article 5, County of Union Policy of Protective Gear at County Skateboard Facilities, and Chapter 115, Safety Code, Article 7, Tree Protection, Article 8, Encroachment of County Property, and inclusion of Article 10, Hydraulic Fracturing.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. This meeting is now open to the public for the purpose of commenting only on ordinance 761-2014. Kindly state your name and town of residence for the record and adhere to the 5-minute time limit.
Good evening, Chairman Hudak, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board, Bruce Patterson Garwood, and welcome back, Freeholder Hudak.
Miss me?
I guess for the record, obviously you're. Oh, what was that?
I said, did you miss me?
For the record, moving forward, for the record, Council Barry is out, and someone else is now presiding legally over the proceedings. So I guess maybe you should at least explain who it is after I finish speaking, so I understand. But just asking, I noticed there's amending of various chapters and articles, and then it looks like a new one, Article 10 of hydraulic fracturing. I guess could somebody come up and just explain what the changes are in each of these? And I guess for Article 10 hydraulic fracturing, I know everybody's up in arms about whatever that liquid is that they force down the drill holes. But I'm just wondering, would this be able to be, this Article 10, be able to be rescinded if, say, you found like $10 million worth of gas or oil underneath county properties? if somebody just could explain all this and also answer who the professional is of the council. Thank you.
Thank you. County Council Barry, who is not with us this evening due to a death in the family. Deputy Council Rose Comas is here today, as she sat in that seat several times, so she is here to represent the County Council's office. County Manager, did you want to take the initial stab at giving an explanation of the ordinance? And then if we need any further elaboration, we can turn it over to Rose.
Very good, thank you, Mr. Chairman. There are a couple of things with regard to the ordinance. Some of it is just housekeeping. The name of the Department of Recreation, Parks and Recreation was formerly Parks and Community Renewal, so some of that just cleans up language. With regards to fees for recreational facilities, the Department of Parks would like to have some flexibility in providing discounts and special programs at some of our events without the need to go back each and every time with a request to change the ordinance. This gives them some flexibility to do that a certain number of times throughout the course of the year. Also, it helps to enforce some of the county policies that we have with regard to things like encroachment and skateboard safety and things of that nature. I think I may defer to Deputy Council Comas for an explanation of fracking, if that's okay with you, Chair.
That's fine by me. Rose, give it a shot.
The fracturing, the hydraulic fracturing, is becoming part of the code via the ordinance. However, as any part of the code, as you could see here tonight, again, by a subsequent ordinance, it can be rescinded or the language can be amended as any part of the language is amended.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wishing to speak on ordinance 761-2014? Seeing no one else, I will close that portion of the meeting. And at this time, I would like Policy Chair Freeholder Wright to move ordinance 761-2014.
I move ordinance number 761-2014 for final reading and authorizing the clerk of the board to advertise same in accordance with the law.
May I have a second? Second. The motion was made by Freeholder Wright, and it was seconded by Freeholder Estrada. Mr. Clerk, please read the roll call.
Freeholder Bergen.
Yes.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
And Chairman Hudak.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. At this point of the meeting, we are open for purposes of commenting on resolutions being offered for adoption this evening. Please state your... Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Please state your name and town of residence for the record and the resolution to which you are referring, and adhere to the 5-minute time limit.
Yeah, John Berry of Kenilworth. Just 2 questions on one of them. 2014-1000. That's the $300,000 for the provision of social and human services. And at the agenda meeting, it was explained that this is to sign up documented non-citizens in Union County using I don't know, a store or a kiosk or something at Jersey Gardens Mall to set up for this. The questions are, where did the 52,000 number come from? It seems, you know, with about 500-some thousand people in Union County, it's hard to believe 52,000 of them are documented non-citizens. And if, you know, what's the source of the number, and any idea of how many undocumented non-citizens there are, if, you know, if it's 52,000 for that? And the other part of the question is, where is this $300,000 coming from? That is, the check registry lists everything going out, but it's hard to find out what's coming in or where it's coming from. Is this coming from some grant from somewhere, and if so, which grant? Or is it coming from some department of something? And if so, which department is it coming from? That's it.
Director Reyes?
Chairman, through you. The first question is, where does the figure, the 52,000, come from? And that's actually from the United States Immigration Office, that figure. I do not have the figures of how many undocumented individuals are in Union County, however. And as far as the fund, it is 2015 current fund appropriations is where the funding comes from.
Thank you very much, Deputy County Manager Reyes. Any other members of the public wishing to speak on resolutions being offered for adoption?
Good evening, Chairman Hudak, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board, Bruce Patterson Garwood. Yeah, just to revisit on page 4 of the Resolution 1000, Mr. Berry is right. I mean, 52,000 out of 500,000, that's 1 out of 10 people in this county are documented non-citizens. That does sound like amazing, but I mean, if it comes from the Immigration Office, who might argue with the federal government? So, but going up above, 993, it's the excess, it's renewing the New Jersey County's excess joint insurance fund for the tune of $2,574,000, and I was here last, and it was like $2.2 million a couple of years ago, and it's climbing, but what else is new? But I mean, that's a big number, and if somebody could actually come forward and explain, I mean, is there actually a risk-benefit analysis that this $2.5 million is achieving what it should be? I'd like to hear some kind of solid examples if possible. On the same page, 994, 995, 996, these are some oddball resolutions talking about a $36,000 figure, and I guess it's like a housekeeping item. If somebody could just explain what that is, all three of them, it seems to be very similar. On page 5, 1001, and I guess I might as well say 1002 also. These are resolutions, and they're giving money to professionals. One of them is T&M Associates for an additional $1,600 for a total amount to exceed not to exceed $163,000. I like to point this out. I mean, and I also request about the pay-to-play to come in, some kind of ordinance or resolution about that. But T&M Associates donated to the Union County freeholders and their ilk of the county politicians $94,000 in 4 years. And what's amazing is that nearly $16,000 just in 2013 went to freeholder Carter, Kowalski, and Granada's campaign. And somehow he's getting $163,000. Something's wrong here. That's a lot of money going to campaigns and a lot of money, tax money, going out to this professional. Netta, just to bring it in 1002, Netta, he's an on-call architectural service, and he gets billed for whatever work he does. He's gotten other contracts through the county. Netta has given $14,000 in 4 years, donation to the freeholder campaigns and their other politicians in Union County. Page 5 at the bottom, number 1008. This is settling with a collective bargaining agreement for the Supervisors Association. I think it was for Parks and Recreation. I'm just wondering, I always ask this question, but somehow Director Albert always avoids answering, but I'd like to know the explanation of the health benefits that they are getting. And actually, I have nothing else. There was something on the agenda last meeting. It was for the sale of the Sheridan Gardens, and something about the UCIA bonding was going to be canceled.
Pulled from the agenda, so.
Yeah, could you just explain? It was on the agenda, so I mean, you
I know,
might as well
but
explain the
unfortunately-
absence.
Unfortunately, it's not, so I'm telling you it's been pulled from the agenda, so we're not discussing it now.
What was on the agenda, though?
It's not on the agenda. Is it? It is.
It's on the agenda, setting agenda.
Yes, there you go. That was a week ago. Today's a new day.
In other words, you're not going to
We are
explain
not
to the
going-
public why
No.
it disappeared.
We are going to discuss resolutions being offered for adoption.
You discussed it last week.
Mr. Patterson.
Well, then
it on the list?
maybe you can answer this.
Mr.
Is it
Patterson,
going to
is it
come
on the
back
list?
onto an agenda in the future?
It is not on this evening's agenda, and that is what we are discussing now.
I didn't miss you, by the way.
But I missed you, Mr. Patterson. I missed you. Okay. Well. Yeah, I suppose. 993, I don't understand the question, what the value of having insurance is, but I'll let Mr. Albert take a stab at it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, I will try to take a stab at it. It's a joint insurance fund. There's 8 other counties in 2015. There'll be 9 other counties or other public entities that are cooperative together to price out the best prices for excess insurance.
Which is important to have, correct?
Well, I think so.
I would agree with
I think it protects us.
I think that's a good decision for the board to make.
Now, would you like me to
I
address
endorse
the other? There were a number of resolutions the speaker identified.
You
The next 3 are all related to an audit, suggestion of the auditor that we list contracts, state contracts, and contracts through cooperatives that are over 36,000, so we have
So
done
this is simply, these
that.
are,
Just complied with the
as he
audit.
said, a bookkeeping issue.
Yes.
The last resolution, 1008,
This is, I guess I can't, there are health care changes that we negotiated in the collective bargaining agreement, as we have with every other collective bargaining agreement that I've sat here, stood before you and urged passage of a resolution on. They are changes in deductibles, it's efforts to get people into generics and in-house providers of medical services to save on costs, and our premiums have resulted in lower increases because of that. I don't know if that addresses the question.
I don't think you could satisfy it if you tried. Thank you very much, Director Albert.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public wishing to speak on resolutions being offered for adoption only? Seeing no one else, I will close that portion of the meeting. And may I have a motion to adopt resolutions 2014-982 through 2014-1021?
Second.
I believe Freeholder Mirabella got that one. He made the motion, and Freeholder Wright snuck in there and got the second. Mr. Clerk, please read the roll call.
Freeholder Bergen.
Yes.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
And Chairman Hudak.
Aye to all.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The meeting is now open for the purposes of commenting on any matter. Kindly state your name and town of residence for the record, and be advised there is a 5-minute time limit.
Good evening, Chairman Hudak, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board, Bruce Patterson Garwood. I mean, you're saying I'll never be satisfied in answers, but the problem is you're not answering what I asked. I said, what were the health benefits that are in the contract? Not the changes, what are the health benefits? I wanted to hear some kind of explanation of that. Maybe the problem is that you guys never listen to the public anyway. All you do is listen to yourself. See, the public actually comes here and does ask questions. but rare do we really get answers, or rare do we actually get clear answers. I've talked about Bibby Taylor with her explanations of finances, which goes above all of us. I mean, I don't even know if she knows, but she throws out some big words, so, you know, she's able to slip in and out. You know. So, but anyway, but I'm here just to say, I mean, the year is wrapping up, and I understand who's probably going to be the chairman next year, and Freeholder Jala, and I just want to say I do look forward to him. I attended the budget meetings, and he actually did handle them professional. I've been coming to budget meetings for, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 years, and to tell you the truth, I mean, he was probing with his questions. Unfortunately, these aren't videotaped, I don't think. So occasionally, Mr. Burry does videotape when he shows up. But you know, I enjoyed his decorum and his professionality, and as he comes up to be the chairman, good possibility. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but you know, I look forward to him. He has a reasonable decorum to him, and I do look forward to seeing you next year as chairman. Thank you very much. Next week, maybe, or next meeting, maybe I'll wrap up as we look backwards to 2014. Thank you.
Looking forward to it, sir. Any other members of the public wishing to speak? Seeing no one else, I will close that portion of the meeting, and we will start with freeholder comments on my left with Freeholder Kowalski.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a reminder that, as usual, on Christmas Eve, we will be holding our Union County Employees Holiday Sing-Along at the Courthouse Rotunda. Many of you have seen the video of the beautiful tree being brought in and installed in the rotunda, and once again we'll be gathered around the tree and singing some songs, and hopefully there will be some children there to eat the candy canes. So everyone's invited, and I just want to urge everyone to drive carefully in the often changing weather here. I want everyone to stay safe. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder Kowalski. Freeholder Carter?
No comments.
Thank you. Freeholder Estrada?
Oh, yes, I have a couple. First, I wanted, Mr. Clerk, I want to amend the final page here where it talks about reorganization meeting. It's on Sunday, January the 4th, at 12 o'clock, no, not 5th. It's on the agenda, it's the 5th. You can make that correction, please. And I have a couple of things to talk about the passport photos. For those who are planning to travel in the winter overseas, I would like to pass along a couple of reminders from Union County Clerk Joanne Rajapi. First, the county clerk will be offering free passport photos from December 29th to January 3. That's December 29th to January 3 in both offices, both Elizabeth and Westfield. The normal cost of these photos are $10 and will be waived if you apply for a new passport or a renewal. Very important. That's a nice assist, and I encourage you to take advantage of this offer. Second, now is a good time to check your expiration date on your passport. Some countries require passports to be valid 3 or 6 months beyond the date of your visit. A lot of restrictions for some reason are being made nowadays. And if you need more information, you can find it online on the county website, ucnj.org, or call the county clerk's office at 908-527-4966. And a couple other things, and of course, we wish you a good trip. Over the weekend, we had plenty of activities over at Trailside, where the Department of Parks and Recreation launched the holiday season, celebrating and marking the days of Christmas, Hanukkah, and also all the other celebrations for the Christmas holidays. We met there with Santa Claus. We lit the menorah as well as the Christmas tree. Santa Claus had a great time. Children enjoyed it very, very much. And of course, there was some winners in terms of the competitions of trees. And this year, again, the volunteer troops at the stables were the ones who were winners for the 4th consecutive year. They did a great job with that tree. I had the opportunity this week on Monday, joined by my colleague Sergio Granados, to celebrate with Clarissa Marchese, Miss Italy 2014, who had taken a trip from Italy to Elizabeth, New Jersey. Apparently, her mother, Marisa Fidanza, was born in Elizabeth and then who emigrated to Italy. This year, Miss Marchese was elected or won the pageant of Miss Italy 2014. I tell you, I was surprised. This young lady is 20 years old, beautiful as anything can be. She's from Sicily, the third Sicilian to be elected into Miss Italy. I know that Sergio and I had a great time. I personally was very impressed with this young lady and her ability. Very charming, spoke English and Italian. And there we were met by Carmelo Posse, which is the mayor of Rivera, who is the town that she comes from in Sicily. So we had a great time. I know Al Mirabella wanted to be there with me. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. This is all was put together by the Rivera Club of Elizabeth. We were joined by the mayor of the city of Elizabeth and also the president of the council, Manny Groba. But it's amazing, about 550 people got together to celebrate this great day. I know those individuals from Rivera are extremely proud and happy. And of course, there's a connection between the families of Elizabeth and Rivera, specifically the mother who had traveled to Italy. And that will conclude my comments.
Tough job, Freeholder.
We enjoyed it.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of notes here. As everyone is preparing for the upcoming holiday season, I encourage residents of Union County to shop local. I know there was a whole effort a few weeks back to shop small or shop local, and I would encourage people to consider their downtowns across Union County that offer terrific opportunities for gifts and in preparation for the upcoming celebrations of Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa. So please help out your local downtowns and shop local. That's one of my messages for today. Secondly, I'm really anxious and excited about the events that are shaping up for tomorrow for UC STEP. It's the second year in a row that we'll be pulling together students from across Union County to come together that were chosen by their high schools that are the best and brightest of Union County. And I know that Freeholder Carter and Chairman Hudak and many of the other freeholders will be stopping in along the day to watch this event in person. And for me, it's the culmination of a lot of work for these students and an opportunity for them to come together to learn some leadership skills and some personal development skills. And one of the highlights of the day is to see how these students come together working as a team from members across Union County and students from all our municipalities to come up with a community service project. And last year, they came up with a terrific project, Support for Soldiers, and Chairman Hudak was gracious to include that as one of his initiatives in 2014. And I think we all can agree that it was a wonderful program, executed brilliantly by the county staff, and really contributing a high effort from the students across Union County to support our soldiers. And I'm hoping that we find a project, and they come up with a project equally engaging and fitting for 2015. I'm sure that next year we'll have something to celebrate as this program continues. I want to pay particular notice and give special mention to Amy Wagner, who has been the spearheading of this effort for us the last couple of years. And last year was tremendously successful, and I'm expecting tomorrow to be equally successful and fulfilling for the students. So thank you, Amy, for your efforts, and I'm really looking forward to the day. You'll have full participation from the Mirabella family and many of the freeholders here. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Wright.
Thank you. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the season of giving and remind our community that the Union County Sheriff's Office is seeking donations of toys and clothing for the less fortunate children throughout our county. Every holiday season for the past 17 years, Union County Sheriff's officers have set up their Tree of Hope in the courthouse. The trees decorated by volunteers with paper ornament, and each ornament includes a gift idea for a child in need. Monetary donations to help provide additional gifts are also accepted. This beautiful holiday tradition was established by Sheriff Ralph Forlick, who served Union County since 1977 before his untimely passing last summer. And so Union County is honored to continue the Tree of Hope in his memory. You can send donations to the Union County Sheriff's Office's Tree of Hope, the Union County Courthouse, 2 Broad Street, Elizabeth, New Jersey. For more information, call the Tree of Hope hotline at 908-629-2158. That's 908-629-2158. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder Wright. Freeholder Granados.
Thank you, Chairman. Last week I had the pleasure of joining the Union County Corrections Volunteer Annual Appreciation Luncheon alongside Freeholder Betty Jane Kowalski, Freeholder Angel Estrada, and Freeholder Burnell Wright. It was definitely a great event, and seeing so many volunteers come out every day, coming to our institution, coming to correctional facility, and providing a little bit of hope and showing our inmates who are there that somebody cares about them, and when they get out, hopefully be a better asset to our society and change their ways. I greatly appreciate all the volunteerism we have from Union County residents. That's about it. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder Granados. Freeholder Merkin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm very pleased to be able to announce that the Union County Emergency Medical Service has been honored with the annual award for Outstanding Public EMS Agency by the New Jersey Department of Health. This achievement is more significant because of how new this service is. Union County began this service in 2011 as a pilot project to try and provide a backup ambulance to municipalities who were being overtaxed due to the difficulty of finding as many volunteers now as they used to be able to. And since then, the service began strong and it has just picked up. In 2011, we handled just around 1,000 calls, and that was in just under a year. And in the current year, it looks like we're going to be handling about 4,000 calls. I know for one, when I talk to people around the county, this is one of the programs that I point out with great pride, because I think it provides a service to our municipalities that's badly needed. It helps save them money, and it's a service to the public as well. I want to thank our Public Safety Director, Andrew Moran, all of the EMS responders, the dispatchers, and everyone else who's involved in the program for their high level of professionalism, and congratulate them on winning this very high award. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Oh, I do want to say one other thing. I for one, am looking forward to the singing on the 24th, particularly the solo by the Vice Chairman.
Me too. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm going to make it this year.
Deputy County Counsel, do you have any comments for us this evening?
Actually, I believe that Freeholder Kowalski had a question regarding one of the items, I guess on the agenda last week, but for consideration tonight, and that was what BEAST stood for.
Yes.
And we have an answer for you. It's a barcoded evidence tracking system. It's an acronym for the system. So what was being added to was the software that does the tracking for the evidence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Russ. County Manager?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to add my personal congratulations to Carol and wish her well and thank her for all her years of service. You know, very often an organization is defined by the first person that one comes in contact with. And when they came in contact with Carol, they always found someone who cared very much about their problems and tried to help them. So I just want to wish her well and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, County Manager Fiala. Vice Chairman?
None, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice Chairman. Just a couple of quick comments from me. First of all, on behalf of the Freeholder Board, I want to thank the emergency personnel who responded to the fatal accident involving 2 trucks and a sedan on Interstate 78 last weekend. While the event ended tragically for the driver of the sedan, we are grateful that further injuries were prevented. The accident could have easily had a worse consequence because one of the trucks was a fuel tanker. Fortunately, the countywide mutual aid system had set up a foam task force with trucks and specialized training, enabling firefighters to get the situation under control. The equipment and training were obtained through the federal Homeland Security grants administered by the county, and it's a big improvement over the past practice of relying on airport crash trucks. You know, from time to time, we will hear comments from the public when we hear about training through Homeland Security grants, through UASI, as to what the training actually does, where the funds actually go, what it actually does for residents, and is it worth it for us to pursue that funding. I would say that this is a prime example as to these grant dollars being used appropriately and why that training, that specialized training, is so necessary and so important. And I want to thank all the stakeholders in the foam task force and the mutual aid system for working together for furthering to improve emergency response in Union County. An excellent job and an excellent example on how the county's leadership through the UASI coalition is really paying off. Finally, as the year draws to a close, I'm happy to report that the 2014 Turf and Field Initiative has been fulfilling its promise to deliver more and better public recreation resources to county residents. The latest project to be completed, almost, is the new Warnaco track and field, which we cut a ribbon on last week, and I'd like to thank all the local officials who helped out. We did have the Roselle High School band who came, and members of the football team to come and celebrate with us. Aside from projects in county parks, we're also seeing municipalities make continued progress in turf fields through the Open Space Trust Fund and other projects. And there's the major restoration of Bryant Park in Summit that has just gotten underway. And this Sunday, there's going to be a ribbon cutting for the Garwood Recreation Center, which was aided by a open space grant of about $500,000 through the trust fund. So I'm planning to be there, as will our open space chairman, Freeholder Bergen, and a number of members of the board. So just a further example of those dollars being put to good use. So with that, I'm going to ask Deputy County Counsel to read the statement relevant to tonight's executive session.
Pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, a public body may enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing certain enumerated subjects. The board now wishes to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing continued contract negotiations and attorney-client privilege communications relative to the agreement between the County of Union and Center Management Group, and also potential contract negotiations and attorney-client privilege communications with the County of Hudson relative to the juvenile detention services. The minutes of the executive session shall be separated from the minutes of the open public session. The minutes of the executive session, redacted as appropriate and necessary, shall be available in approximately 30 days. The clerk of the board shall retain the original original minutes until such time as the confidential limitations have been removed, at which time they shall be made available. Upon the affirmative vote of the majority of the members present, the board may retire to executive session. Upon the board's return, it will not take formal action on the matters discussed.
Thank you, Deputy County Counsel, and we thank you for filling in this tonight. And also, we wanted to keep County Counsel Barry and his family in our prayers, and they had a loss in their family. County Counsel lost his sister this week, so our thoughts and prayers are with him, and we thank you for filling in. May we have a motion to go to executive session?
So moved. Seconded.
Motion was made by Freeholder Mirabella, and it was seconded by the Vice Chairman. Mr. Clerk, please read the roll call.
Freeholder Bergen.
Aye.
Freeholder Carter.
Aye.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella. Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
And Chairman Hudak.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
You guys have it. We're in exec.
You didn't even flinch when I said.
I think that was Freeholder Carter, and I'll take the second from Vice Chairman Jallo. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Freeholder Bergen.
Yes.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Yes.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella. Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
And Chairman Hudak.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 freeholders present.
County, Deputy County Counsel.
Yes, as a result of the executive session, there will be an additional item on the agenda for next week's meeting
Excellent, that's relevant to the Hudson County.
on the Hudson County contract.
Excellent. Any other business, freeholders? Seeing and hearing none, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion was made by Freeholder Mirabella, and it was seconded by Freeholder Wright. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Bergen.
Yes.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada. Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella. Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
Chairman Hudak.
Aye, we are
9 votes.
adjourned.